morning. We are here with Gary Bernstein from CoTrader. My name is Rebecca Hope from Block News, and this is an episode of Meet the Makers. So what you guys are doing in Tel Aviv there in Israel is working on creating a more transparent way of investing, right? Can you talk to us a little bit about how this all came into being?
Yeah, that's right. So our development is in Tel Aviv, but we're a global company. And we basically a year ago, I've been thinking about the concept of CoTrader for a long time. But before Bancor came, which is actually another Israeli company, before Bancor came along, I didn't really, there wasn't such an easy way without decentralized exchanges being as prominent to track how someone would perform. So once they came on the scene, I thought, okay, well, this is a good opportunity. Now, then I wondered, well, how can we, if we want to track someone's performance, you may not want to make it completely public because then the fund manager has to still, have his sort of secret sauce. And then I came up with a zero knowledge proof in order to hide the fund manager's secret sauce performance, while still proving its performance. And that's when things really moved along and wrote some patents for that. It's patent pending and so on. It's an $85 trillion global investment funds industry.
Yeah.
It is. And it's actually growing to 145 trillion by 2025. So basically 7% a year. That's what the estimates are. It's a huge space.
Wow. Yeah, so basically what you saw traditionally, what was the model?
So the model traditionally is you send money to a hedge fund or something like that. And if you even have access to one of those, you have to be a special person to create a hedge fund. You have to be wealthy. You have to pay a lot for licensing. To join one, you have to be some special person. You have to be wealthy. You have to know people, get to the right people and stuff. So it's very much not like, say, the Airbnb of investment funds, like CoTrader is the sort of Airbnb of investment funds, in the sense that anyone, it's kind of an overused, cliche in some sense, that comparison, but basically anyone with CoTrader can start their own investment fund and anyone can join one. Registration is sort of optional. An investment fund has a whitelist that he can choose to make sure no one's American or something like that for compliance. But basically, anyone can do it.
So traditionally, you would invest your funds in a hedge fund. Somebody would manage that portfolio or manage your funds. You wouldn't know anything about that. You wouldn't know how it's performing. There was no pressure or incentive on that fund manager to really make your wealth grow. But here, it's a little bit different. Can you explain how that's different?
Yeah, I mean, there was still a reason for the fund manager to perform as well as possible, but for himself, because he would say, okay, I'm going to give you these returns, or maybe, you'll get these returns. But there are also typically management fees. So you send money to a VC or hedge fund or someone to manage your money. And first of all, they lock up your funds for some amount of time. And maybe the fund will die and disappear. Meanwhile, he's paid his office, maybe bought a car and done whatever else on a high salary. And meanwhile, the fund can die and you can go ask, please, can I have my money back? So that's a problem, this ability to withdraw, recall the funds. Secondly, for a fund manager, to prove his performance, it's also a lot of work, right? Because there's a lot of paperwork involved and so on. So that's part of the prices, part of the legitimate cost of what it costs today, which we're making it a lot less costly to run basically a hedge fund, because the blockchain itself is its own financial auditor, in a sense. You can see what the fund earned because it's right on the blockchain. Lastly, as an investor, you can always withdraw your money and you can see what the performance of anybody is. Anyone can be a fund manager, and you can see what their fees are, so you can just choose the best for you.
Okay, let's talk about that blockchain technology and how you've developed that, how you've structured or architected that.
So as far as developing the actual blockchain technology, on Ethereum, basically we wrote Solidity code. And it's the Solidity code works. It's a smart fund, which is a smart contract. Yes. A smart contract is a set of rules, runs on Ethereum, where, for example, the rule is that the fund manager creates a fund and his wallet address has access to make trades. For example, in Bancor, right now actually we're using Kyber, in the future 0x as well. So he can make a trade, for example, on Kyber, but he cannot withdraw other people's funds. That's the smart fund technology.
Okay, perfect. So the blockchain technology, the fact that, it's so transparent and you can track and you can see everything is changing things. But I guess the only concern I would have is, if I'm a if I'm a traditional person who's only done things through an intermediary person, I would be kind of concerned as to all these funds being transferred and how is it going to grow. And what would you say to someone like that?
Yeah, exactly. So first of all, you can see the performance of all the past traders on CoTrader because it's proven on the blockchain. You can see this guy made 2x in this time or 4x managing such and such money. So you can see also their experience of managing how much. And then you say, okay, he may have gotten lucky, but no, you can click in and see what he held. Oh, it wasn't just one lucky trade. He didn't just hold Bitcoin or Ethereum for a long time.
Yeah.
He actually made a bunch of trades. He bought EOS the right time, sold at the right time. He got this and that at the right time. Right. So, and then you say, you know what, that guy looks good to me. He seems to specialize in platforms like EOS or whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh, he seems to specialize in, advertisement networks. I like that. I believe in advertisement networks. So I'm going to go in with this guy. Yeah. Rather than try to do it yourself. It takes a highly specialized. So I didn't mention this point, but cryptos and ICOs are very complicated. There's thousands of them. How do you know what to invest in? Even if you have all the knowledge in the world, the computer science and the marketing, whatever, you still have to do a lot of analysis, and you barely scratch the surface of a few projects. So this way, you can just basically outsource or whatever. That's a specialists that are proven, and just diversify among them to let them break their heads and spend 24 hours a day analyzing the market.
So what would a fund manager look like on CoTrader?
So it can be an anonymous person, or it can be an influencer, most likely, that may have hundreds of thousands of people. Is a Signals group user, like on Telegram may have. So we're onboarding now Signals groups, right? So it's both sides of the market. It's a guy that tells people, hey, this is a good buyer. Right now they're doing that. And it's like 100,000 of his followers. So we're telling the guy, hey, come on to CoTrader, come do what you do, prove yourself. Now, some are scared because they may not perform that well, but some are bold. And, they can try it first without announcing it. If they have good results, then they're like, okay, hey, guys, by the way, why don't you just join me? You can automatically do what I do so you don't miss out. And he just automatically takes, a cut of whatever profit he earns for them. So he helps them, and he takes a cut and multiplies his earnings. So that it's very likely a Signals group guy that actually knows what he's doing. It's very likely an influencer that's a trader. And then they have thousands of people with them. Or it's just, someone that just has a lot of skill. It can be anybody. Yeah. He's either anonymous or not. He can say, maybe he starts off just anonymous, then he has good skill and he starts talking about it. And then he becomes famous from that.
And going into this that, there are some risks, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to know that as an investor, past performance does not indicate future performance. Right. Always never risk more money than you can afford. I'm not an investment manager or advisor. Neither are the co-traders in most cases, let's just say, or they may not be. So always take that risk into your own hands. There's some, by the way, you asked who can be a fund manager. It may be the case that that a lot of them are, hedge funds and so on operating, and they're operating through licenses and all that stuff. They can be on the platform as well. Actually, they've been contacting us to do that.
I think maybe one problem would be people would need, some sort of guidelines or, and not just to throw money at something, but to have some consciousness of what they're doing. Would you provide something like that?
We can potentially put them, but the thing is, we cannot replace the entire world's knowledge base on CoTrader and pretend that all the information you'll ever need about investing is here. Now, that could be, a growth. There's already sites that explain what to invest in. That's their business model. Whatever. I'm not going to advertise a specific site.
But yours is purely, it's mainly performance based. It's allowing the people to see what's going on and to make decisions based on performance.
Yeah, I mean, there are other sites that have information that you read to what's good and what's bad. And we can perhaps support a blog for our different, fund managers to discuss their strategies. But then again, they may have a blog already on Medium. We're not trying to recreate Medium here. They can have a Medium and say, hey, guys, go to my CoTrader, right? So what we provide is uniquely the ability to prove your performance, put your money where your mouth is, and automatically take a fee it's transparent. Everyone knows what your fee is. You can't change it. That's the unique thing that we provide.
Okay, let's talk about your ICO and also your token sale that I see you running for another month.
It's about to start, really. It hasn't really started. There's some sites that have outdated information or might have wrong information. We have raised over 1,000 Ether. With that small amount, relatively small amount of money, that's $400,000 today, was at one point, more than $1 million, but the market has fallen since then. With those funds, we were able to build something that a project that no one has done before. Basically, CoTrader on mainnet.cotrader.com, and now we're looking to do the main sale. So it's like this: we're gonna have a seed sale that's on just a normal. You go through CoinGate, you pay through a payment processor. That's gonna be for the seed sale with a fairly significant bonus. After that's done, that's going to be about 1 month long. When that's done, we're going to have a completely on-chain, trustless, meaning sale where everyone knows what's happening, a DICO-like style sale. DICO stands for Decentralized Autonomous ICO. It means that you can vote to basically recall some funds, or you can vote to increase the funds to the team based on their performance. It's kind of like the gold standard of ICOs, and that's what we're going to do. It's all going to be rules based on smart contracts. And that's going to be for about 2 months after this seed sale. And it's going to be like this. The pre-sale is going to be about a hard cap of about $1 million and with a soft cap of about $200,000. And then any unsold tokens goes to part 2. So usually you burn the tokens, but what we're going to do is going to do it on DICO. So you control the release of tokens to the team. So part 2 is then going to be the main sale. The hard cap is going to be under $10 million for in total 65% of the tokens. So very decentralized, going to push out basically all the tokens to the community. So that's the 65% of it. The remaining tokens, the unsold tokens, and the remaining tokens are all going to be sold basically on a DICO, where you can recall a portion of the fund or vote to increase the amount of funds that goes to the team with a maximum inflation of less than 10%. It may be about 5% a year until they're all sold. And that's basically, we're trying to hit the gold standard of ICOs so that it's all transparent and users have the ability to control where the funds go to.
Right. Okay, so let's talk about that too, the allocation of the funds. What is the plan there, and what are you hoping to see in a couple of years?
Yeah, so the allocation of the funds is, for development, for marketing, and for everything else that is normally needed. So, for example, on the development side, that's we're particularly strong in development, given that we've built,
it's already there.
Yep, it's already there, right? This is just part 1. This is now Ethereum ERC20 token support. We want to expand to EOS. We want to support even now to the Bitcoin network is possible with RSK. Smart contracts coming even to the Bitcoin network. So, and then later on, we have the smart escrow exchange that can connect even to centralized exchanges so it gives you the liquidity and variety of a centralized exchange, but with the transparency and security of a decentralized exchange. You basically put money in a smart escrow, then you tell me, hey, buy this on this centralized exchange right now with their liquidity and send it to me. When it gets sent to you, the smart escrow notices that, and then it says, okay, it will send to the guy, and then now we release the funds to the broker, right? So that's really can support even non-crypto in the future, stocks, derivatives, anything. That's why we say we can disrupt the entire global investment funds, not just crypto. So that's in the roadmap. And then privacy for trading is in the roadmap. There are a lot of things in the roadmap and development as well. We have a proven history, but we also have a path moving forward.
Okay, so it seems that continual development is where a large part of the funds will be allocated.
It's around 30%, I think. It's hard to say the exact number because sometimes marketing costs are higher, sometimes development costs are higher. Right. But we like to spend most of the money on development and not marketing. So far, we've been very grassroots, spent very, very little on marketing. But we hope to increase the budget for that. And hopefully with the raised funds from those seed rounds and the pre-ICO, we'll be able to do that.
What kind of markets are you looking at disrupting or entering?
Well, we're disrupting the whole global investment funds industry. And, as stocks become now people are doing IPOs as ICOs or STOs or IMOs. People are moving normal stock IPOs into the crypto space, but they're not all there yet. So we want to reach out to the stock world as well, but that's disrupting there, but also disrupting just the business so we're disrupting crypto hedge funds right now in a sense, because right now crypto hedge funds, you have to send assets to a crypto hedge fund and you have the same problems with any other hedge fund. They're holding your money, they have management fees, you can't get your money back necessarily and all these things. So we're disrupting that first.
So in conclusion, what would you say are the benefits of using CoTrader?
CoTrader is trustless investment funds marketplace. You can have proof of performance of investment funds. It can be anyone in the world. You can be anyone in the world. Things that were never possible to you before are now possible with security on the blockchain, that you can always withdraw your assets at any time. You know what the fees are. You know what the past performance is. And really, you're part of a revolution in the financial industry and in fund management. And as far as the ICO goes, we're going to take the same approach to the ICO, trustless. You don't have to trust us or the fund manager or anyone. The rules are on the blockchain. You can see how the funds are being allocated and everything about the rules. So that's part of the promise.
Well, I really like the fact that you guys are so forward going and your website's already up and the system's already running. And so now from this point, it's literally just developing further and people can already get involved. So would you like to just invite people to your token sale and give us some links that we should go to?
Sure. So the token sale will be available. It's not available now. You can't buy it yet, but it will be in the next couple of days on CoTrader.com. And you'll log in and you'll be able to buy. You'll be able to see your tokens, how much are owed to you, and we'll be sending them basically right away when you buy them that way. Later on, after that seed sale, you'll still be able to buy, just with a slightly lower bonus, all on smart contracts. So just check out, come to CoTrader.com. Make sure that you join our news channel in twitter.com/CoTrader_com. And that way you'll in all our social channels, that way you can make sure that you don't miss out.
CoTrader is a more transparent way of trading with the use of blockchain technology, making that possible. So thank you so much, Gary, for chatting with us today. It's really interesting, and I'm sure that you will have many good successes in the future.
Thank you. I think we will, and we'll all be doing this together in the decentralized spirit that Satoshi started.
Yes, fantastic.
So thanks.
Thanks so much for joining. I'm Rebecca Hope from Block News, and this is an episode of Meet the Makers. Thanks, Gary.
Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.